Hey, yo, baby, it's Lethal Collective Monday. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you
Yeah.
for stopping by. Thank you for talking a little Scream 7 with us. We have almost the entire Lethal Collective with us today. Knight is on the way. He's going to be a little late, but as of right now, I'm your host tonight, Jake KillJoy. I'm sitting next to Fate Decided, the decider of Joy's kill, and of course, Craven, something scary. What is up, my guys?
Well, I'm glad to be here, man. I always look forward to our Mondays together, and it's always a great time. So I'm glad to be here, man. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you dudes too, man. I'm glad we're
Yeah.
all here talking Scream still. You know what I mean? It's been a blast on the reunion tour. It's not ending anytime
Yeah.
soon.
Nope. That's right, man.
Oh
We're having
yeah.
a good time keeping this going.
Well, we also got some really fun rumors to dive into here, ladies and gentlemen, regarding the new Scream film, talking about what the heck is going on in this thing. Lots of people have ideas of when the trailer's going to drop. We have some news about Gale Weathers. We have some news about the Meeks Martin twins, which doesn't sound so good for these characters. But before we get into all of that fun stuff, I do want to say hello to some lovely friends we have out there, some channel members like Paula Fitzhenry. Hello, my friend Paula. How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for your support. We also have, Erica, who's modding the stream tonight. Appreciate you a ton, Erica. What's up? What's up? Welcome in. Thank you for being a channel member. Shot by Shot saying, hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo, Mr. Go Animator. Anyone here? We're here now, buddy. We made it in. Hello,
right.
there. Hello, there. Says Retroactive. All I can think of is Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler,
Yeah.
When I read this, I love it. I love it. Knight is joining us too. What is up, my friend? How are you?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Bro,
Yo,
we're
yo,
still
yo.
doing intros. You got here right on time, man.
All right, that's good.
The gang is all together. This is great. I'm loving it.
It is truly now the Lethal Collective. This is it.
When we all merge together, our nipples glow. By the way, I don't know if you guys know that or not. That's why I have to wear
that's
tape.
what that was.
Yeah, that does happen. So just be aware of that, guys.
Hey, take your shirt off and show everybody for proof.
Wow.
And I could do
We're all
that.
waiting.
I can pull that
We're all
off.
waiting.
Yes.
No, that would get me and all the ladies just wild.
Wow.
Oh man.
You give me with that one, man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking a little bit about Scream 7 tonight. I want to ask you guys some of your theories, some thoughts and theories on some of the exciting things that are going around. First things first, just general thoughts on the film. Where are we right now? And on September 15th of 2025, less than 6 months out, almost 5 months, almost at the 5-month mark. Where are we sitting with the film? Are we still in a pretty good spot? Maybe not so good of a spot. It's been up and down. It's been a roller coaster of of coverage with this one. So I feel like we need a wellness check every time we do one of these streams together. Starting with let's start with Craven. We'll go that way. Craven, your thoughts?
Yeah. Oh no, I still feel really, really good. Excuse me. I still feel really good about the movie. I mean, I'm just really excited. I can't tell you, man. I've been staying away from any spoiler videos. You know, like there are videos that are made by friends I just don't watch because because I don't want any spoilers. I don't mind rumors as we talk about and theories. Theories are good and
hmm
rumors are fine if to a degree. Uh, but some of my friends have gone a little further, I think, in terms of their postings. So I haven't watched those on purpose, but I gotta tell you, for the most part, everything I'm really excited about. I mean, I'm very excited about the movie, about where we're going. I think the projection is high, and I gotta tell you guys, with the uptrend in box office results of horror movies lately, I'm really excited of where we're going. I really think that we're headed for a big one with Scream 7. I think it's going to do well, really, really well. And I'm just excited to see the trailer, the teaser trailer. Now, hear me out. There's two of them that'll come. We're going to get a teaser. Generally speaking, we get a teaser, and then we'll get a full teaser, which is over the 2-minute mark. about a month or two later, however it pans out. I am dying to see both, honestly, but the teaser's what I'm ready for first. Just give me that snippet, give me that official poster. Those are all going to come first, and I'm ready for that teaser trailer to hit. So I think again, everything I've heard, again, especially regarding, with not only Marco Beltrami coming back after a little old news, but just hearing how everything seems to be coming together so nicely. I'm very excited. So for me, Jake, the optimism is double thumbs, or maybe maybe triple thumbs right now. If you could think of that.
If we'll grow another arm out of my chest just so we can get another thumb.
Thank you.
in there.
Triple.
I'll do
Yes,
that just
that's
for
right.
you. Well, my friend, I love it. I love the optimism. I'm also very excited about Marco Beltrami being back. I feel like that's sorely missed in the last two. Not hearing the same sounds as that original trilogy. So I think it's going to be that's going to be a great return for sure. Knight, wanted to ask your thoughts, your feelings about Scream and anything going on in that fun little world that we typically like to play around in.
Well, isn't that the truth? Well, I think both of you guys made some great points and some great ways to describe it because it has been a roller coaster. There have been some ups and downs, and I think part of that is when you have a fan base as rabid as Scream has, us included. You just got those moments where you're like high as a kite, and then other moments where you're like scared as all get. It's like maybe this isn't going to work, and obviously how things have shaped up, getting to us where we're at right now. But like what Steven was saying, especially with Marco back, I think that if nothing else, we've got a chance to really kind of step back in time and get that vibe, get that feeling, and if these characters can have great moments and some really good chemistry, at least better than the last two films. I mean, I'm not trying to rag on them, but I'm just saying if we can get back to some really good chemistry between the characters and these moments of dialogue that can be memorable. You've got the music, you've got the time amount for Nev and for Courtney and so forth. I think that, this could be a very memorable Scream, if nothing else. And I think it's got a good shot to be good. So I'm very excited right now. You're right. We need this wellness check. I'm feeling good. And just hearing Steven talking about a teaser, it's like, man, all these things are kind of coming into my mind about what we could see and how it could really shape the way this will go as far as, the horror community, the Scream Nation, how we kind of follow it leading up to going into the theaters to see it. So yeah, man, I'm feeling really good right now. The wellness check is good for me.
Good. No, that's good. I feel it, man. I feel it. I want to see some. I think when I see some footage, just a lot of my concerns will be alleviated. It's tough where we're sitting now. We're still in this phase of just the unknown. What's going to happen with this one? There's been a lot of weird updates back and forth throughout the last 2 years. So I'm just excited for some footage, man. Excited to see something. Fate, your thoughts. Penny, for your thoughts regarding Ghostface.
No nickels for a kiss, though.
Well, one thing to piggyback off of one thing to piggyback off of Craven is I do kind of feel, now that we've seen the success of The Conjuring, I do kind of feel like it is a bit of a missed opportunity for Scream, like not having the trailer attached to it, because Conjuring has done so well in the box office. All those eyeballs that would have seen the Scream trailer. So hindsight is kind of like, oh man, granted, we'll probably still so far removed. It's hard. Like, we don't know, like 2 weeks from now, we could all be riding that high horse, going crazy. I like that we're like the Fortnite collaboration is coming out. They're going to be doing that in Halloween. Everything's kind of gearing up towards October. So I really do think like the trailer and everything's coming out in October. They're re-releasing Scream 96 in October. We're getting the Fortnite trailer. There's some other like little collaborations and stuff that are rumored to come out around that time. So I think October is when we're really gonna talk about that roller coaster. I think we're really gonna start hitting that high. Just depends on how high are we gonna go before we have to come back down. my hope is that, like, because once we get to October, we're, 5 months, 4.5 months out from the actual film. So let's start, really grooving here, type of thing. So that's my hope, at least. But
Fate, you may be getting attacked by Ghostface. Okay, now you're back. Never mind. Your screen went dark. We got scared. I thought you might have gotten a phone call. I don't know.
no, it's for the dramatic effect. That's all. But
oh god, okay.
Yeah, no, but no, I don't know. I imagine when we get to October is what I was saying. When we get to October, we'll be about 4.5 months out. I would imagine that they're going to start really gearing and ramping things up. Is my guess, and hopefully they kind of keep that momentum going forward. But
yeah, I do hope so. I hope when they kick off that's a worry. That's a concern, is that they kick this thing off and then there's just nothing. It's crickets after a big trailer. Like, that would suck, because like that to me is going to be the first big punch, and then they got to keep it coming. They got to keep it coming after they do something like that. I feel like that's why Screams 5 and 6 were so successful. You know what I mean? They had that one big trailer that came out, and then just like all these different things immediately after. Like, it was nonstop. I couldn't put out videos fast enough talking about all the crazy marketing between Scream 5 and 6, from trailer to film's release. Fate is gone. That's okay.
He's like, damn it, I'm done.
This KillJoy Jake guy's a hack. But anyways, we had some super chats come through, guys. Thank you so much for the support. Really appreciate it. Gina, my chunky Jordy, has been a member for 27 months. I can't even count up that high. Thank you so much for the support. Don't forget to send the like button some love, people, please. And if we can get at least 4 likes, like as many emojis that Gina has, then I will not cry myself to sleep tonight. That would be awesome. So Gina, thank you.
No tears, Jake. No tears for Jake.
Come on, please. At least 4 likes, guys.
Come on,
I never
guys.
get 4 likes. Anyways. We have a theme with the super chats, which I think is fun, and Steven's gonna like it a lot. So Brand throwing $2 out there saying Stu needs to come back. Steven, nickel for a kiss on this one?
I'll make an exception for you on this one and say, yeah, baby, the train is rolling strong, my friends. And as the self-professed conductor of the stew train, and I have to say, as I was announced by what's that online? Anyway, I won't worry about it. I was gonna make it a very selfish moment, but I won't do that because we are the collective. So, but I was announced by a very prominent any one of them. But you know what? Forget about that for now. Stu, yes, is coming back, and I'm very excited to see how they're bringing him back. And I have to say, and I've said this before, even if he's not brought back as a live character in this movie, does not mean he's not still alive. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think even if they position him as a voice or a FaceTime deepfake or this kind of thing, and they never show him again, that does not mean, guys, he's dead. I'm telling you, they could be teasing this for 8. We know, I'm serious, because we know Sydney's in 8.
Mm-hmm.
So this is gonna be. I think this is gonna be. I'm telling you right now, I'm excited. Stu will be there. Stay tuned, and I'm very excited to see what they're gonna do with Stu Macher in this movie.
Well, I'll tell you what, Steven, if he does come back, you will have bragging rights for the rest of time, I think.
He will. He will,
so.
man.
Steven,
Thank you.
It was funny. I got a comment on like the other day. Somebody was like, said something like, because I was talking about Stu, and somebody left in the comments like, Craven something scary is probably gonna have like a heart attack and die in the theater. And I was like, you're probably not wrong. Like something along those lines. Like if Stu's back, like if you see the reveal, I was like, he's gonna lose his mind. Like I was like, I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah, because if they don't position him as a living character, you still got a little bit of leeway or a little bit of room. You can mess with me there, guys, on that. Like, oh, he's dead.
Mhm.
They're not gonna bring him back now in 8. But if he's a fully living character, there is no deniable. There's no deniability about that. So,
Right.
but I still say if he's not a live living character, I say I'm telling you right now, don't rule out that he's back. He's back again in some way. That's all I'm saying.
I will
So-
say, Steven, I think I'd be disappointed if they announced Matthew Lillard is coming back and he's just like a fake, like a deep fake thing on an iPad for Sydney or something. I mean, that would
Yeah.
just be really like I'm not, you know how I feel about the whole thing. I feel like logic has to kind of exist in this universe at least a little bit. I would maybe be a little like scratching my head if Stu was alive still after all this time, but I also feel like if they're gonna announce he's coming back and then he's not playing Stu Macher, he's just like a deep fake version. That's just that's cheap, is what that is. That's a cheap gimmick to get people to come to the theater.
I
true.
totally agree about that, and I've said that from the beginning. It's like if he's just in a quick like flashback cameo, walking by the camera, like hey guys, and that's it, or if it is this deep fake thing that we're talking about or whatever, I just think it's gonna be a lot of people are gonna be upset. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's also a missed opportunity because if you wanted him to just do a quick cameo or a quick flashback or something like that, and I'm talking, like 3 minutes or less, something like that, then don't even announce it. Just let it be in there and people will be like, wow, that was cool. And, we could talk about it like we've done with some of the other Scream films where we're like, yeah, there's Matthew Lillard right there. And we know it, the hardcore fans. But the fact that he was announced, I'm telling you, man, it could be a lot of upset people,
Yeah.
and a missed opportunity
true.
because Matthew he has a great fan base. Every time I've
I
seen
still
him at a
think-
convention, it's crazy. I mean, but he's so good with the people too. So it's like he's a fan favorite. He's on a high trajectory right now. I mean, it's like 2 + 2 = 4. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I still think that they should have kept that under wraps as long
Oh,
as
yeah.
you could. Because either way, whether you have him in this movie or not, either way, at least like having the reveal, like you at least have that surprise. So even if he's
Yeah.
not back at the end, like actually alive, right? At least you have the surprise of Stu, and it gives you that mystery of like, oh, is he alive? Is he dead? I just think it would hit harder rather than now. To be fair, the general audience probably has no idea.
Right.
Like us diehards, we know about it, so it sucks for us. But like the general audience is probably going to go into that movie, see a deep fake of Stu. I do have like those questions, and then also look, I've said it before, like people need to brace themselves because we all have a vision of what Stu looks like in our head. And we've seen more often than not, like half the fan base that wants Stu back is going to be pissed off once he's back, because everyone has an idea in their head. Everyone wants, like, you have a large group that wants Stu back, but he's not going to be what everybody wants him to be. You're going to have people that want him to be very drastic, different from, Scream 96. You're going to have people that want him to be exactly like he was in Scream 96. You're going to have people that want him to be, kind of in between. You're going to have people that want him darker or lighter or whatever. You're always going to have kind of that mixed crowd. So there's a lot of people that really want him back. I just worry that if they do bring him back, you're going to have a large number of people that were like, this sucks, that's terrible. And if I'm being honest, I just don't trust these writers to do it in a proper way. Like, I just worry that it's going to be like what we talked about in the last live stream, where it's like the whole Roman thing, where it's just like now you're getting, 10 minutes of deposition at the end of the movie to explain everything, when it's like, I worry. I have a lot of concerns about it if they bring him back. Like, I just think you're going to have a huge fan base that hates it, that have been screaming for it to happen for years. I almost think that they're better off leaving it. I don't want them to. But I think they're almost better off leaving it vague than actually fully bringing him back. Like, if they're contemplating bringing him back, I think they're better off leaving it vague and leaving it to the audience imagination. Because also, once you do that, that's it. Like, there's no more, like, all this dies, all this stuff done. And a lot of it has been hype for each film. Scream 5. It was like, is Stu coming back? Are they going to do, Scream 6, Scream 7? Like, I want a definitive answer either way, but I just think it's in the studio's best interest to probably keep that vague so you don't piss off half the audience. You don't lose a good chunk of the audience because they're like, we got what we wanted. What else do we need? Right? Like, and it's like,
it's having your cake and eating it too.
Exactly. And it's like, what's the next thing you're going to do, that follows that suit? Like, once you open that box, that Pandora's box, it's hard to close it again. How are you going to one up that one? Now you have the big, oh my God moment. How are you going to up that? It's just, I just think like, go ahead.
A point I will say is that they wouldn't have to explain Stu coming back at all if they just, cause and effect. It's a big thing when it comes to writing. They just say that TV that smashed on his head gave him superpowers, and he's just been floating through multiple dimensions this whole time. No one listens to my crazy theories. I've sent Spyglass 1 million letters, and they won't listen to me, damn it. No, I'm kidding.
Never want to watch this and he's blocked, by the way.
I can't believe no one listens. No, I'm kidding. Brand, thank you for the $2, my friend. We have a theme with Stu-themed super chats, though. I do want to say Jen Warner also coming in with the 5. Appreciate that, Jen, saying Stu is coming back. We just don't know how yet. Well, I love it. We're breaking down a ton of Stu stuff here, so.
Yeah, man. I mean,
The love for Stu, I love it. Jen, thank you for the 5. Appreciate you a ton. Erica saying, remember to like the stream and follow our friends. Yes, that is a very good reminder right there, Erica. Make sure to follow all these handsome gentlemen that are hanging out with me right now. Craven Something Scary, The Night Watch Zone, Tyler from Fate Decided. That's his channel name, guys. Tyler from Fate Decided. Just type that into the search bar. No, I kid. But yeah, go follow these guys too. They're awesome. Love their content a ton.
First you dox my name, now you dox my number, and now you dox
I did almost do that the other day. I'm so sorry.
My address.
Well, let's
another kid school.
Typing it into the chat right now. Kelly Stroh Snyder. Oh, we also got another Stu super chat. Craven Something Scary must be just creaming over there. We love to see it.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Wow. Kelly's throwing 5 out there. Thank you, Kelly, saying Stu not being back as a living character is a huge miss. If he's revealed in 7, I hope it's part of a cliffhanger ending and we get him again in 8. Craven, that's your dream.
I mean, I would not mind that at all. If he's the cliffhanger ending to the movie, then all of us have at least a year to 2 years to talk about it and what's going to happen from here. How's Stu going to play a part in 8? I mean, to me, that's perfect. If he's there if he's revealed, as at the end of the movie versus earlier in the movie, I would love that. Or, I mean, I honestly would love that. That was, to me, perfect. I was gonna say you could reveal him earlier as like on her video or whatever, or but and everyone's denying it. Everybody's saying, "Oh, this isn't real. We broken down the, the stuff, the IP, all this stuff. It's not real." And then at the very, very, very end, you reveal he is alive. It's that he's actually is true. It's not fake. That's cool too. But the cliffhanger idea is still my favorite, I think, right now.
I think it's the only way that makes sense. I think it's the only way that you got to build it up with Scream 7. It's the only way. 'Cause otherwise, you're going to cram pack it too, and it's just not going to. It's going to be terrible. You have to spread it out over the course of Scream 7. Give us the Easter eggs. Build it up. Oh my God! It's Stu's back, and then have that moment where it's like, oh, he's not back, damn! And then at the end, he comes in and takes off the mask, like that. You need to, that's how you got to build. If they just cram it in and then Stu's in the film and all, it's just they're not going to be able to do it. Especially these writers. There's no way that these writers. I mean, they can't even tell a story about Gale, in Scream 6, and you're expecting them to be able to flush out an entire backstory for 30 years and a new story on Stu. There's zero shot. right? Like
Yeah.
the only way that this happens is you build it up in Scream 7, you get the reveal at the end, and then you actually have him in Scream 8. Maybe Sydney and everybody doesn't even know he's alive. It's
Right.
just the audience thing. It's just the audience knows.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, how is this going to play out type thing. That's how
Yeah.
they need to watch it.
That's
And
great by Kelly. I'm sorry, Nate. Go ahead.
no. I was just gonna say I agree with that, and we had talked about that once before. Is that the idea of the story just kind of playing into this, you know what I'm saying? And the deep fake stuff could be to help confuse, and it's kind of like,
Yes.
oh, wait a minute, we don't know, and of course you have to wrap that around a mystery of sorts, with obviously another killer and all of that type of stuff. And when you get to about whatever 20 minutes left, you start going down this road of like, well, wait a minute, maybe he is alive, or maybe he isn't. You also have
Right.
to have that too. I mean, I know we're talking about it right now and I can't speak for you guys, but when I'm watching a movie in general, I just try to watch it and not so much analyze it as I'm going along, because that
Yep.
can sometimes, obviously after I see it that first time, then I analyze, and if I want to talk about it on the channel or whatever. But that first time I'm watching, I'm just trying to experience it. So it would be absolutely fantastic if that, even with 20 minutes left or so, that we're actually thinking, wow, so I guess he's not coming back, and somehow they pull the wool or something, and at the end it's like a really good cliffhanger, and it will lead us into 8, which of course that's a smart thing to do, because that would set us up so well for 8. It would get the hype going. We'll be talking, like Steven said, we'll be talking about this thing for 2 years. It's going to be like 100 videos from each of us about this stuff, and we'll be happy too. So that's the way they should do it. I really think so.
I think so.
A quick question: Do you guys think if they did do like a Stu cliffhanger, do you think it'd ruin the watchability of that film long term? Like looking back, it's like I kind of feel like part of the reason that they don't do cliffhangers is to maintain the watchability, right? Like because the whole point of a cliffhanger is the surprise and shock factor, right? Like no Scream film has ever really had that, and I wonder if that's deliberate. Go ahead, Nate. So.
Well, I was going to say, one way that they could do it, and I know, we're talking about this writing team and, and our fears about that and so forth. But if it's connected to something else that's very crafty and smart, maybe something that's parallel with Stu, it doesn't necessarily have to be something connected to the past per se, but something, in other words, like just like they did in Scream 96. We're looking at Billy. He's the killer. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Whoa, he is. But that wasn't the thing. It was Stu. Stu was hiding all along. And I think that's what makes that movie still so much fun 30 years later, is because we do have multiple things at play. And when you rewatch it, you look for the little clues. And even saying this, guys, I know I'm asking for a tall order, so I get it. But I'm just saying, if they're able to even get into the ballpark of that type of structure where there's multiple things that we're following and then it leads into a cliffhanger, I think it still will have some high rewatchability, especially if it's stuff where you have to kind of be a detective too and say, oh yeah, when they did this, look at that. Oh, this and that. I'm telling you, and I've said this to people in comments too. This could be like one of the most important sequels of all time in this franchise. You could do a lot.
I have concerns, like, because if this is gonna bleed from 7 into 8, I have my concerns that this film won't be like, it'll be structured as a build-up rather than structured as, like, 96 is great, even though we know all the tricks and all the bells and whistles, because it's such a well-structured film. I mean, even Jill, Scream 4, like, we can watch it. The big shock was her, but it was so well-structured in a box film, right? So that's what I'm talking about with the cliffhanger. I feel like this will be a foundation film, the setup film. So I worry if it is that, like, will this kind of cease all watchability? Like, that's where, like, I get what you're saying, Knight, about like the like the Stu, and those are great points. But again, it was in a box, right? So you had kind of, it was structured that way, where this would kind of just be build up, and then you get something like Halloween Kills that's trash. Go ahead. I just wanted to throw
I just want to throw I definitely want to throw something out there because I hear your concerns, and this is something I brought up in a cliffhanger video I did maybe a month ago or something now. But something I've said for a while is I feel like when it comes to Scream, when you're talking about one of these flicks, like the conversation tends to revolve around the killer reveal, but that's not the only shock of a Scream movie. Like I feel like a build-up film like that could put emphasis on all those other fun little shocks and surprises throughout a narrative. If it's Randy's surprise death in Scream 2 right in the middle of the flick, or trying to think of other big ones throughout the franchise. The opening scene of Scream 6, we get a, Ghostface taking off his mask. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. There's so many other big shocks and surprises of these flicks, even outside of the realm of the killer reveals, and sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't, but there is that attempt. And I think here in Scream 7, if this is that part one of a 2-part finale or something like that, I definitely still think we're gonna get some shocks and surprises to where it's still gonna be like a fun little murder mystery slasher kind of thing, but maybe they're holding the reveal until the next film, whatever that ends up being. So you're still gonna get that, I think, for sure. I don't think this is just gonna be a whole movie where it feels like that middle piece between like the opening kill and then before the next kill happens like 30 minutes later with a ton of exposition, because they know their audience, right? This is a Scream audience. We want fun. We want to have a good time. We want to watch the characters we love fight off against a new killer or maybe an old foe. You know what I mean? So they got to make it fun.
Yeah, 100%, man. I agree with what you guys said, man. I think that if Stu is living, I love this being an unknown, quote, build up, and they focus on the characters that are there and Sydney and what they're going to lay out, so he doesn't become a distraction to folks who don't really know it, or in other words, it doesn't impact the story in a way that's negative, like what Jake said earlier. You or Knight, you may have said either way. You were a detective too. You and I are detectives as well. We're like
lethal
trying to figure it
detectives.
out. The lethal detectives. There you go. And I love that. And because like Scream 1, that was a great point. It was Billy's the killer. I've nailed this. We've nailed this thing. And then when Billy gets stabbed and upstairs with Sydney, I should say. Whoa, I was thrown off my feet, bro. I was like, what in the heck is happening? And they could use that to this same advantage as well, I think. So I really want to see it. I would love to see it unfold this way. I just really hope it does. So go ahead, Jake. Back to you, man.
Well, hey, we'll just have to see. That's why it's fun speculating, man. We have right now, before we see any footage, I think it's just like any theories on the table, and I think that's the most fun part of all this. You know what I mean? This weird little stage of just pitch whatever and see what sticks. Kelly, thank you for the 5 though.
Yeah, Jake. Before we go on, I do want to add the studio confirms. That's confirmed. Remember, we know that we're going to see Stu in the trailer. They said that. Do you remember that? That was a while back.
That we were going to see him in the trailer.
Yes, that's why they did the early reveal. And they said
they wanted it to be a surprise in the trailer. So originally,
be a surprise. That's right.
The original plan was that we were going to be surprised to see Stu in the trailer, but then all the rumors came out, and so they just announced it. Matthew Lillard talked about it in a. I don't know if it was a studio that Matthew Lillard, I think, was
maybe Lillard himself.
It was he was at a convention, if I'm not mistaken, and somebody asked him why was it revealed or something like that. Maybe the studio might have confirmed it and he might have doubled down at the end. But I remember seeing a video of Matthew Lillard basically saying that originally they wanted to keep it quiet till the trailer, and then all the word got out. So they just figured forget it, and they had already announced Roman and everything else, so they just were like, just make the Stu announcement. So
so we'll see him in the trailer in some form or fashion. If we see him outside of a box, and I mean a phone, laptop, you know what I'm saying? If he's actually standing there, the question's answered.
So actually, I have that though. So okay, the way that they phrased it, the original plan was for him to be in the trailer, and that was going to be the reveal. I wonder, is he still going to be in the trailer now that it's already been revealed?
Why not?
Because the trailer wasn't done at the time that they made that announcement.
I give you that, but think about this. Now that they announced it, there's no reason not to have him in the trailer.
Yeah, because you don't want to give anything away.
Right.
You know
Well, that's
what I
why I
You mean
said,
you mean give away anything away as far as whether he's alive or dead?
Yeah, like, or because like people are gonna analyze and go, what I mean, like, and like if you have Stu in the trailer, like, how many minutes is Stu gonna be in this film? Like, right, like realistically, even whether he's alive or dead, right? How many? Like, what? Maybe 5 minutes total, right? Like,
I don't
you gotta
know.
figure. You got to figure he probably has, unless he's actually alive. Like, you're probably only going to have a couple. You're probably only going to have a couple scenes that, like probably like a phone call. Maybe a couple teases. Like, I don't imagine he's going to be like Gail and have 20 minutes of the film, right? Because they got to build Sydney, they got to build Gail, they got to build her daughter, her family, all the co-star. Like, my guess is Stu is probably around maybe at most 5 to 7 minutes. And if you give like, a major scene of that, right? Like, I just feel like I worry that it runs the risk of ruining that. And again, the general audience, I almost guarantee the large majority have no idea he's going to be in this film.
Mm-hmm.
So do you kind of keep it under wraps and kind of just like the people that know? I'm not saying that they will, but I'm just saying, like, if it was, I'd be like, just the people that know, keep it low key, edit the trailer as is, and then release it and then let everyone be surprised with Stu.
That's a good point.
I don't know for sure. I mean, I'm not saying that they won't, but all of the original, he said, not the alert, said the original plan, right? Which he didn't say the plan. He said he wasn't like, so, I mean, so did things change once that got out and they made the announcement? That's my question. Maybe not, but, it's just kind of a thought, right? So,
Well, I'm sure we'll break it down when we when we get into it. Craven, do you have one more final point there?
Yeah, one more final point I'll give. Yeah, that's it. My last point on it is that it's just what I said, I guess. If they reveal he's standing up on two legs, then I'm talking about not in a screen. That's what I mean. If he's not in a screen, so someone's like a FaceTime or something like this, then the answer is pretty clear, because he'll literally be standing there, or he could be sitting. I guess maybe one could argue, maybe not. They could still do it even if he's standing up, I guess. But to me, the only way that you do a deep fake is if it's in a screen. I think that's how you do it. If they're not going to show him as being alive. So that's what I'm going to be watching for, is the shot of him in someone's phone or not. Because if it's not a shot of that, I know these are smart people. They figure that out too.
Because if it was me, right? Like, I wouldn't let you know either way, right? Like, so I'd have the shot actually be Stu's full frame, so it looks like it. Because like if you, like, for example, if it's like I'm watching a phone and you see Stu's body in the phone, okay, it could be a deep fake, it could be fake. But if I zoomed into that phone and I made that image on the phone look like it's the act, because it's not real deep fake, it's actually Matthew Lillard, filming the things, right? So you could make it look in the trailer like he's actually alive, like ominous. Like, is that oh my god, he's alive? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would rather do the misleading route, right? Because that's what my concern is that they do something like that. It's like, okay, so he's not alive. It's clearly the deep fake, and now we all know when we see it, it's deep fake. Yeah, maybe they have the twist at the end, but like, it spoils that surprise. Where I think either A, you just leave Stu out of the trailer, period, or B, you just have like a single shot of Stu or something where he's like, "Hello, Sydney," or something like that. Because even the voice, you got to be careful with the voice, because if he's like, "Hello, Sydney," right? Like, then it's just
it's not going to be super scary, is it? If we get robots too,
we'll be like, "Well, there, that there goes that."
Coming for you.
Well, we'll see what it ends up being. I just hope it's a play on the voice changer. I hope they don't I can't see how a deep fake thing would work. That just sounds so goofy to me. I don't know. Why would Sydney answer a FaceTime from Ghostface? You know what I mean? Like, is that just me?
It would not say Ghostface. I mean, it's gonna be.
But what's the scene gonna be? It's gonna be, you know, a glitchy Matthew Lillard just like taunting her. I just don't visually. That is not gonna work for me.
Maybe the voice changer. I don't know.
Have you seen the Tom Cruise deepfake that's been around for years now? I mean, it is great. Where like it's literally somebody that made a deepfake TikTok account and he looks, sounds, acts like he does entire scenes and stuff of him as Tom. I mean, and that was like he started that years ago.
But it's a horror movie. Like, they're not going to actually use AI or deepfake in the film itself. Like, I think they're going to pretend like it is, and it's going to be like uncanny valley kind of shit, you know? And
I hope it's not something where like Stu's all like,
because when people say they're going to do a deepfake thing, that's what I think. That's immediately where my brain goes. Like a Blumhouse movie that's like making technology scary, you know?
Like AI can't make the fingers, so you just have to see Stu like,
yeah.
like,
starfishes on his hands, basically.
Fingers coming out of his face, like gills.
The third hand with the third thumb.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He looks like Predator.
He's got mandible fingers. I love it.
Sydney.
Kelly, I think I've thanked you for this 5 like 7 times, but just one more time, Kelly, thank you for the $5. I really appreciate it. Jen, and I'm so sorry about the wait. Thank you for the 10. We greatly appreciate that big old nasty support right there. Fate, it's not writers. Come on, buddy. Guy Busick is the. I'm just kidding.
Well, can I say, Jake, for Scream 8, I hope it says written by Kevin Williamson, written and directed by Kevin Williamson. I hope the studio, period, for Scream 8, I wanted to say, I hope they make the change. Let Kevin write the whole darn thing and direct it. That's all I'm just going to say.
Isn't James Vanderbilt credited for co-writing Scream 7?
No, it's Guy Busick has singular writing credit. That's it now.
My conspiracy theory is that James Vanderbilt and Guy wrote the initial scripts, and then when they had to rehaul it, I think it was just Guy who came back to kind of just redo it.
Right.
That's my conspiracy theory.
I just want to say, Jen, if we're getting technical, if Kevin Williamson had a hand in the writing, that's writers. That's not a writer. If Kevin Williamson wrote one line, guess what? That's 2 writers, is it not?
Hey, Wes Craven, wait a minute.
Jen. Love you, Jen. Appreciate you.
Hang on a second. Wes Craven co-wrote Scream 3. We all know that. He even said it in interviews. He did not take a writing credit.
Yes, but that doesn't mean he didn't write it.
Oh, I'm saying Wes Craven did write.
It's not writers, and then she contradicts herself. It says Kevin had a hand in writing.
Oh my God!
That would be writers. I'm just saying.
Well, I know this. There's been multiple.
It doesn't mean he didn't write it.
The pettiness is just the pettiness meter. It's going on.
Look. After this, you can mute my mic if you need to. But listen, Fate. What I'm trying to say is, there have been many revisions of that script. And we know that even Kevin Williamson, you know, when Nev posted it, it was showing the edition, whatever it was, June edition or whatever. So I'm just saying, I do believe Kevin had his hand in the writing of Scream 7. Now, you know, but that doesn't mean he'll be credited. I don't believe. No.
Being credited doesn't mean you didn't write it. If I helped you write your next video, I helped you write your next video, Craven.
All right, let's keep going.
I write your next video and I say, hey, don't worry about it. You don't have to mention me.
Craven's like, just talk over him.
I think you guys are understanding where I'm coming from, Jake.
Yes. Well, here's what I'll also say to that. You know, a director's job is very different than a writer's. You know, writers are supposed to like lay the foundation, and in a weird sort of way, I think directors are supposed to interpret it, you know, to the screen. Like, how am I going to relay this information to the audience in an artistic and entertaining way? I think what's interesting about Kevin Williamson directing is taking Guy Busick's script and showing it to us through a Scream lens, which because like for me, I really appreciate a lot of the things in Screams 5 and 6, but they are done in a different way than how Wes Craven would do it. And someone who worked very closely with him for years, like Kevin, is probably going to try to emulate that in his own unique way. So
He said that recently in an article, Jake.
I think that's why people are really on board. Like, even if Kevin Williamson wasn't the writer of the original film, like just somebody working very closely with him his whole life is directing, is the person that's going to be the, kind of the person in charge of how this information is going to be laid out on screen. I think that's why people are more invested. I like Radio Silence's style. I've been a fan of them since I saw VHS all the way back in 2012, which is why I was really into it. But I can see, wanting an authentic Scream movie more or less rather than their style. But I will always have an affinity for 5 and 6. They're very fun, but they are different. No one's saying they're not different. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm excited to see what this return to form is all about.
I am too, because Kevin and Nev both said it. They wanted to return to Wes's style of Scream. Remember in that interview he had about a month ago? So I think we're going back. We're going back to Wes Craven feel. Marco's back with the music we talked about, and Kevin said they wanted to go back to his feel. So I'm excited. I think we're going to get an old school feel, and it's going to be like Night said, a very special and very memorable sequel. And who knows where it may end up on our rankings as a sequel? Maybe pretty high.
I definitely hope so. I just we gotta throw some respect on Guy Busick, man. I personally love his writing, and I feel like maybe with different directors, Scream fans will be more into it. Because I like Abigail and Ready or Not. I mean, I love those movies personally. So I don't know in terms of writing. Oh man, I don't know. Great stuff.
Well, the other thing too is that Scream, the formula for Scream that Wes set.
We're gonna find out real quick.
I agree, but that formula that was set, it people just they love it. We all love it so much, and I think that's what was tough for some folks for 5 and 6. But there was good stuff in them, and like you said, Jake, I think Ready or Not is one of my favorite horror movies ever. I mean, it's absolutely amazing, and I loved Abigail. So, we'll see what happens.
We'll definitely see what happens. I'm excited to get into it.
I think it's going to be good.
Hell yeah. Jen, thank you for the correction there. Thank you for the $10. We greatly appreciate you. Gina's throwing...
It's not a correction. She's wrong.
Oh, my God. Okay. Gina, thank you for the buck. We really appreciate that, too, helping us out with our Super Chat goal, which, by the way, if we do get, guys, Stu will come back for Scream 7. Cross my fingers behind my back. I'm just kidding. Erica's throwing 2 out there as well, saying, "Come on, guys, 3 more." And Stu comes back. Look at that. Look at them crazy apples. No, I'm just kidding. Well, holy shit. Gina's actually motivated with that now, though. So she's throwing another one out there. Thank you for the support, fellas. We greatly appreciate all you guys a ton. Let's just one more. I'm so sorry, Ty. Thank you for the 2. Thank you. Wait, it's happening. Stu's probably coming back now at this point. It's crazy. But anyways, I do have some more questions regarding Scream that I want to throw at you guys. Secret cameo. Thoughts on that? Who could it be? Tyler, let's start with you.
I mean, the problem with the secret cameos is there's it literally could be anybody, right? Like anybody that's not announced. It could be. Are they alive? Are they dead? Is it anybody that we actually? Is it a celebrity? Could the cameo be like Brad Pitt in Deadpool, where he just for a second gets
that was crazy
for a single shot?
It could literally be anybody. If I had to guess, it's realistically speaking, it's probably somebody like Kirby, right? I think Kirby is probably the one that makes the most sense. They're supposed to be doing the Kirby movie. She was in Scream 6. She's specializes in hunting and tracking down ghostface killers. There's rumors about Stu's house. And so maybe she goes and investigates and then trickles down into and that's how she ends up getting involved because, she hears that. So I think my money, if I had to Tyler put a bet on it, right? Since Jake already doxed me. No, I'd put it on probably Kirby, but I mean, is it Joel? Is it Angelina? Whoa, is it Angelina?
Ooh, there you go. Now we're
Wouldn't
talking.
that be cool, especially having Scott in the movie?
I won't ruin it for everybody, so I'll leave it there, but go ahead. Night What about you?
I mean, hey, man, you're right. It could be anybody. I also would lean heavily into Kirby, which I have no problem with because I'm a huge Kirby fan, a huge Hayden fan. I would love to see that. And it would make a lot of sense. And I think it'd also be a nice move fan wise because, she's still a fan favorite. But you're right. Maybe it could be something wacky like having Angelina. I mean, who knows, man? I mean, the possibilities, I know it sounds cliche, but there's truly the possibilities are endless. But I definitely would lean into something more like Kirby being the one, because it just makes sense and being part of the FBI, man. What do you think, Steven?
Yeah, for me, I think first thought that comes to mind actually is is Neil Prescott. Sydney's dad. Now I don't know if you consider that a cameo or not, but seeing him back again, Joel, one of them would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby does make sense as well. There are rumors going around. I'm not going to reveal it. But yeah, I think that's a good chance for her to be in there. And I don't know, but it seems to me if you have her in there, given that she's FBI, how does she get out of it? How does she not? How does she, without being in the rest of the movie? I don't think that's possible. So I'm going to lean more towards Joel because she's still at the Gail's still at the still working with the studio, has a show, camera, whatever. And for a while, I was always saying, what if Joel is back as something else? Maybe not a cameraman, but maybe her producer. Now, he produces, she goes out and reports. I don't know. But I think he's a possibility as well. So that's probably about me. For me, it's like Neil, Joel, and then Kirby. One of those three, probably.
Well, the big question I've had is Billy announced officially?
I hope it's not.
So.
Come on. He's been in every Scream movie.
But he's not a Force ghost this time.
It's not a secret cameo.
Let me put it this way. I won't be surprised to see him. That's what I want to say.
I will say, like, real quick, and then like there's like the rumors about Gail, like in the cancel culture and everything like that. What if Joel's the one that bailed her out? Like what? I know she's supposed to be working with the Meeks twins, but what if like Joel's the one that comes to save the day for her and like is like, hey, this is what we need to do. Like maybe he's like a marketer or something, because he wrote like books and stuff. Maybe he knows how to or read books, sorry, and wanted to be a award filmmaker or something. Like what if he like went into marketing or something, or like PR or something, and he's just like, I'm gonna save you, Gail, because you saved me type thing. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be a cool sort of thing. Sorry, but
yeah,
that could be cool.
It would be fun to see Joel come back in some capacity. I mean, I feel like it's almost kind of one of those things where it's so funny that he just like up and left the movie. I weirdly like, and I mean this in like a respectful way, I almost don't want him to come back because it's just kind of like, he's like, no, I'm going to live. I'm not going to be a part of the action. You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of, yeah, like it's almost like it's keeping the joke alive for him to not return in a weird sort of way. But, I will say, who could another secret cameo be? I feel like, even though Billy hasn't been announced, he kind of has to be there. What is, if it's going to be Stu, Roman, and Dewey who are all coming back, how is Billy, like, how is this not something happening in Woodsboro before the events of the whole film? How is it not that? How would it just be an AI or deep fake thing? I just feel like there's no ways a writer wrote that and thought that would be satisfying for fans. It's got to be something with all these characters interacting again, showing us something from the past that we didn't know about. Maybe there's more to it than that, but I feel like if Roman is coming back, if Stu is coming back, and Dewey is coming back,
Dewey, exactly.
Something. There has to be something.
It almost sounds like a flashback. I think it has the makings of a flashback. It does. Yep.
I can't see it being anything. I would be beyond shocked if it was anything outside of that realm. If it didn't relate to that in some sort of way. Yeah. Samantha's also throwing a buck out there, completing our super chat goal. So Stu is alive now. So it's official as of this stream. So
you heard it here.
You heard it here, folks. First. Oh man. Right. Samantha, thank you for the buck, though. We really appreciate it. I saw earlier you said you were sick. I'm so sorry about that. I hope this stream is hopefully healing you up a little bit. We'll conjure up some magic or something and try to fix you up. But anyways, hit me. No, hit me. What's up?
I was just gonna say real quick because, like, you know, obviously the chat, like Jen said, Maureen Prescott. You know, you have Erica saying Rose McGowan. Like, what if, like, the thought process that they're gonna deep fake Stu, but like, what if they do others? Like, how cool would it be if like Sydney gets a call from her mom? You know, like, or how cool would it be if she if she got a call from, you know, why am I blanking on her name? Help me out. Tatum. Thank you. There you go. God. Yeah, I was gonna say Rose McGowan, but I was like, that wasn't right. Like, what if she got a call? Like, she's getting different calls from people of her past. Like, what if she got a call from Mickey or Derek? Oh, what if it's Derek? Like, that'd be kind of cool. Like, oh, like, you know, it's like, you know, you did this to me, Sydney. I'd still be alive if you trust me, type thing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow.
You could do some cool like stuff, right? Like, there's a lot of it's like, but I hope it's, if they're gonna do it, I hope it's like creative. Like, have some fun with it. I hope it's not something that's just like, here's Stu going like, and then like a voice change thing, and then like that's it. Like, it'd be cool to. They said just kind of like Sydney keeps getting phone calls from all the various people, and like, what if it shows up? Because, you know, they have like, because you can like call people. Like, I can call Jake from like Knight's number. You know what I mean? And it'll show up as Knight on the phone. Like, what if that's like, it shows Maureen, it shows whatever, right? Like, you know, and you might ask, like, why would Sydney answer it if she saw Maureen? Well, one, curiosity. Two, it's like, why did Sam pick up Richie's number? Like, you know, it's movie logic. It's stupid, right? Like, but, you know, and there was that rumor about the caller ID thing that Sydney has another, like, kind of funny Scream 2 moment with the caller ID. So, like, I don't think that that's a coincidence. What if that is, like, a thing in the movie? Where it's like she keeps getting calls from, like, you know, Tatum and Maureen and, you know, maybe her dad. Like, what if it's her dad? Like, whatever happened to Billy's father? It could be Billy's dad. Billy's father.
Billy's father.
Dude, if Billy's father is the mastermind in the end, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Oh my gosh. No.
What if? Imagine if he's the mastermind of the cult, of the Ghostface cult, and that's the secret cameo. I will lose my mind.
I just want a simple murder mystery.
Right.
Just want
Jake's like, I'm a simple man.
I'm a simple man.
I'm gonna say this real quick. We are looking to the past, right?
Yes.
We know that Sydney's dad is still alive in canon. Alive. We're still alive. Sydney's dad, Billy's father. They're both out there. Kirby, of course. And I believe Angelina as well.
Stu's sister.
Still alive.
Stu's sister's still alive.
Yep.
That's true.
Like, what if it's Stu's sister?
These are all possibilities. That's right.
Well, anything can happen, and I think that's, again, a really exciting aspect to this film. Until we get a trailer, I feel like nothing is 100% one way.
What?
Right.
Hang on. What if it's Melissa Barrera?
Get out of here, man.
No
like,
way.
what if that's their way to show that they, like, bygones are bygones, right? Like, what if that was? I highly doubt it. But like, what if? Because if you announce that, you got a shit story, like, right? Because you're gonna have all this commotion of it. So if you were to do something like that, you do it after the movie. You deal with it after the movie. Movie's already done. Everyone's all excited, right? Like, you know, I mean, look, they made up. I mean, the Sydney thing or Nev thing was very different. But I'm saying, like, what if they kind of did that? Or like, because I said Jen Ortega in my video earlier, but like, what if it was Sam? Like, what if, or Sam and Tara? They just like a brief cameo at the end, right? Like, because they're somewhere. They didn't die, so they still got to be out there somewhere. Like,
Well, they said that Mason Gooding was gonna, before they announced Jasmine. I'm saying their real names. You guys know, but before Chad, there we go. They said that Chad was going to make it. There was going to be something said to explain why they're not in the movie.
Yeah, why they're not there.
Yeah, there's something's going to be made to share why they're not there. I don't know what that's going to be, but they're going to give us some kind of thing, right? I don't know.
Probably broke up. Sorry, Jake. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I I would be. We'll talk about that in a sec because we got another super chat coming up here that kind of revolves around that. But real quick, Erica throwing 5 out there saying, couldn't Rose McGowan play as Marine? Since she looked exactly like Tatum at the same age, that would be kind of a wild way to get her back in there. Just a quick thought for this. I have seen Rose McGowan actively talk a lot of shit about the studio, so I don't know. It might be another Melissa Barrera situation where it's just like
She's pretty bitter.
It's not even so much so that the studio doesn't want to work with them, it's that they don't want to work with the studio, which is like, if that's the case, it's very unlikely. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Would you want to see someone else play a younger Maureen Prescott?
I don't know, man. I mean, I guess, if they can make it work, I guess I'd be okay with it, but I don't know. It'd just be kind of, I don't know. I don't know if it would sit well with me. I'd have to see it, from this point right now saying it. No, I wouldn't want to see that. But I mean, who knows? Maybe they could win me over.
Yeah. Well, coming from myself, who's actually a real pretty good friend with Lynn McCree, I personally would rather see her de-aged and do the shot because she's ready to go. And she's told me that personally. She's ready to go. And so, I'll put friendship aside. It would have to, I'm like Knight, I would have to be, I'm on the ropes, bro, about that. They would have to really win me over as that character. And that's hard. That would be hard for me to do. Or for them to do, I guess. Yeah.
Tyler, do you got any thoughts on this? Rose McGowan is Maureen Prescott in some sort of flashback?
Love you, Erica, but absolutely not. Because you have Lynn McCree out there. Like if she was like, had passed or something like that, knock on wood, then I could understand maybe like, having like a remembrance thing or something like that. But I just think you're better off having the actress play it. And like, you said,
Right.
de-aging. Like to have Rose McGowan. I know Rose McGowan at one point said, I see you, Erica, I got you. I know like at one point Rose McGowan talked about like Tatum having like a twin sister or something like that. I would hate that. Like I'd rather you deep fake Rose McGowan if you're going to have her in it, and then just have her kind of be, like I said earlier, like a FaceTime call, and it's something that's like, like, oh, like Sydney, I'm dead because of you type thing. Like I think that would be kind of cool, and then you could have that. Yeah, we need Nar back. Bring back Nar.
Bring back Nar.
Nar.
Oh
Shout out
yeah.
Nar. Shout out
Bring-
Nar.
Nar and Leonora need to come back.
Yeah.
Right.
I will say about, when it comes to nostalgia with a lot of these franchises, a lot of people just hear me talk about like, oh, franchises need to go in a new direction. They think I just hate the things that, movies used to do and bringing them back and stuff. For me, I feel like when nostalgia is utilized in a lot of these movies, it's oftentimes just incredibly not creative. Like it's just such a boring route to take it. And I think you could do something as simple as Rose McGowan comes back and plays a brand new character. She looks very different than how she did in the original Scream movie. She's at a different point in her life. Could she not come back and play a different kind of character? I have the same argument about literally everybody who's dead in the franchise. Could they not, like a lot of the people who died in like Screams 1 and 2, even in Scream 3, fuck it. I would argue, let's bring these characters back to play somebody else just because we love these faces that are a part of the franchise that make it so great. I don't even think there would be that much backlash if Matthew Lillard was back in the franchise as a brand new character. Maybe just somebody else.
The casual goer, I don't think would even care, or maybe not even notice. The problem
or get excited about that. Like I feel like people would get excited about it.
But the problem is with the Scream fandom, right? Because the Scream fandom is going to be the ones with the loudest voices, right? The casual audience members, most of them are not going to give a shit, right? But like the diehards, right? Like they're the ones that are going to be the loudest, and they're like, "You brought Matthew Lillard. I couldn't get Matthew Lillard back as Stu, but I could get him as Kung Fu. Like what is this? Like this is ridiculous, right? Like
I think it would just be cool to see. Like for me, it's the new Nightmare thing. Like I loved seeing, for instance, Robert Englund play himself as a good guy in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. That's interesting. What if we do the same thing with Matthew Lillard?
I would like to, like, if you were to do something like that, and Erica actually said it in the regular, not exactly, but like in the regular chat, which talked about like a prequel thing or something like that. Like that's what the comment was like kind of referring to. But if you did like a series, right? No, it was ahead of that. Like she said one that said something like something along the lines of it was more of like a prequel, like if they bring Marine back for a prequel, something like that. But point is right, if you were to like prequel purpose. Yeah, there we go. Like I saw that.
I'm doing my best.
But I saw that. Like, if you were to do like a series, I think that would be fun, right? Like, so like if let's say you did the Scream series and you brought Rose McGowan in as like the principal or something like that. Like that could be cool. Like I wouldn't hate, but the actual movies, I think you need to keep those preserved. If you want to do some fun stuff, with the series and stuff like that, and it's like, hey, Rose McGowan wants to come back to the Scream franchise in some capacity, then sure, right? Like, I would love to see, you could do something where maybe, Matthew Lillard's like the creepy, like how there's always that creepy janitor guy or whatever that warns everybody. Like, I would love to see that where he's like, you shouldn't go into the woods, kids. Like, that'd be great. Like, something like that. Like, if you were to do something like that, Erica, I'm with you on that one. I got you. Right? Like, but yeah, like the movies, I don't want to. My concern is you open that box and now it's like, okay, what's next? Now they start doing all this other shit that just like we've seen other franchises die because they start getting away from what it is. And I don't want them to do that. I want them to lose their way.
But I feel like to me, what works about this, what makes it still Scream, is this is a very meta franchise. You know what I mean? In other franchises, it's arguable, doing something like that might be too campy. But I feel like it works here for me because it's like this has always been a franchise that's commenting on itself in the state of horror. Why can't we have an act? And let's take Matthew Lillard out of the equation. I mean, I personally, there's a lot, like let's face the facts here. There's a lot of people that if Stu came back, Scream would be ruined for them. Not for a lot of the people here present tonight, but there's a lot of people that if Stu came back and was alive, that would just break a lot of the logistical canon, and it would realistically just be ruined. I'll be honest, I'm kind of in that camp. Craven and I major respect to him, but it's just I disagree there. I don't know if that would work for me. But I love Matthew Lillard. Like he's my favorite ghost. He plays my favorite Ghostface, one of my favorite characters. He's one of my favorite actors. Fuck, I'll go as far as to say that. He's great in everything I've ever seen him. He elevates every project he's been in. If we could see him or just any of the other great actors in this franchise, Laurie Metcalf, Timothy Olyphant, people from Scream 2, Scott Foley even to come back as some new character. I wouldn't bat an eye at it personally, just because I think it would still be like really fun to see these characters play a different side of the coin. We're talking about ghost faces here, just seeing them play good guys, or maybe good guys from the past who died now are coming back and being ghost faces the other way around. Scream is not going to die. I think people are looking at Scream 7 or maybe Scream 8 as like, oh, this is the final chapter. There's going to be a Scream 9. There's going to be a Scream 10. Yep. There's going to be a Scream 100 probably. And the Scream franchise is going to outlive all of us in this conversation, whether we like that or not. I say if we're going to do it, get creative opposed to just bringing back dead characters. That's my argument.
Yep, I agree.
But anyways, Bloody Mary's thrown 2 out there saying, could the cameo be Jenna Ortega? Circling back to that a little bit. How do you guys feel about this?
Well, I'll answer that first because I'm going to have to get ready to jump out of here in a second, guys. But for me, I don't think it's going to be Jenna Ortega. I think that, for her as well as Melissa, I think they're ready for their pause, for their time out, and kind of, exploring other things, which they've done. And I'm happy for them to be able to do that, especially at this point in their careers, able to kind of branch out and do other things other than Scream. And I think it's too soon. I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't work. Of course it could, but I don't think they're gonna have anything to do with this at all. No.
At night, if you gotta bounce, man, it's all good.
Yeah, man, I will catch up with you guys soon. You guys rock. I'll talk to you guys later.
We love you, Knight. Thank you for hanging out with us.
All right, man. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Night. Whoever wants to take it next. Jenna Ortega, is she coming back? Yay or nay?
My answer's quick. Absolutely not. And I think it all ties into the Melissa thing, as we talked about earlier. I think that chapter is over. I mean, Melissa still takes stabs at the studio in her social media, so she clearly wants nothing to do with them right now. And so, yeah, my honest opinion, no way, no way, Melissa or Jenna will be in this movie. That's my opinion, honest personal opinion.
Fate, how do you feeling about that?
I don't think so either. I mean, I mentioned it like briefly in the video I made earlier today about the cameos theme, but like, if I'm being honest, I don't think so. My argument like in the video was that like she said the reason she originally said it had nothing to do with Melissa Barrera, why she left. She said that she was just busy and she had to do Wednesday and all that stuff. Well, now she's not done filming Wednesday. Wednesday's done and over with, and now these rumors come out. So is there a chance? Sure, right? So you're saying there's a chance. But I think realistically, there's probably not. They probably won't have her back in any capacity. But I mean, if they can, I think that they will, right? Like I don't think it's a Jenna Ortega thing. I think like especially Jenna Ortega, like coming off a Wednesday, she was just at like what was it, the Emmys or whatever. Like she's still very much in the spotlight. She has other movies. Like if they can get her and keep her around, I absolutely think that they will. They can keep Jenna Ortega for the long haul, they'll do it, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be her either. I'm going to be honest. I think it would be cool, but I feel like if like Jenna Ortega, her character Tara is so like just stapled to Sam Carpenter. Like these two work in tandem with their arcs in both films that we've seen them in presently. And I don't see them existing in the Scream medium without each other, if that makes sense. I mean, if you look at their arc in Scream 5 and then Scream 6, it's an inverse of each other. You know what I mean? It's the exact opposite problem that we've gone through. Hit me.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Couldn't you... The whole point of Scream 6 and the ending of Scream 6 was that Tara and Sam like are gonna go their ways, right? Like that.
Yep, exactly.
Like, that was the whole thing. Let her go, right? Like you gotta let me go. You got me live my life. So I think now after Scream 6, I actually think it makes more sense to have Jenna Ortega as Tara than before. After Scream 5, absolutely not. But now with Scream 6, right? And the whole storyline was that Melissa Barrera or Sam was too overbearing, too overprotective, and Jenna wanted to live her life, right? Like, and that was the whole thing. Now that, at the end of Scream 6, like she let her go, the foreshadow, like I think that is something that I think now you could have Jenna Ortega independently. She's living her life, she's doing her thing, finally broke free of Sam. So,
I mean, that's a pretty good point. I can see that. I don't think it's so much so breaking free of Sam. I think it's almost like one of those things where it's like it's an overcorrection on Sam's part. You know what I mean? Like she was so not in Tara's life, and then too much so, and now we've kind of found that Goldilocks zone for their relationship, right?
But I'm like, yeah, she does. Like she just doesn't want her basically standing on her shoulder the whole time. She wants her like you're still my sister. I love you. I want to be in your life. I just don't need you. Basically making sure I wake up every day, make sure I go to bed every day, like, basically being like overbearing. Like I can take care of myself. Yeah. Even then, like that means you could have Tara in it because she's not going to always be next to Sam. Like going into Scream 6 and especially in the beginning of Scream 6, there's no way, right? Because Sam is like literally super glued to her, right? Like, so, now like the whole point is like they kind of do their separate things. So, maybe she went with, Danny, maybe Sam. You could explain it like Sam and Danny actually are they're a cute happy couple and they're on vacation or whatever, and I'm here, whatever. I think you could make it happen. I do. I think you can make it work. But I have one question for you guys, and then Jake, you take it away. All right, or not question. All right, let's give the audience who's that one person, because we've thrown out a ton of names. Who's that one person you think that cameo is, rather than like us taking the easy route and just going like, oh, it could be this people. I say Kirby. Whoever wants to go next. Who's that one person that you think the cameo is?
Who do you think, Steven?
Oh, gosh, man. Um, I you think it's Kirby, and that's a strong pick.
You could say the same one. I just want to give the
Yeah.
audience I feel like we've kind of cheated the questions. People keep asking like, who do we think? Like, I feel like we've been like, oh, it could be these 50 people.
All right.
Like, I just want to give them
I
more of a definitive answer.
well, we are. They've already announced that Dewey's back, right? And
Is that
Roman.
official?
Yeah,
Yes,
Dewey's
it's
official.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would have said David Arquette. But I gotta stick with my guns. I mean, not my guns, but like they. I have to go with either Joel. Okay, the biggest one for me would be Angelina. It would show
Angelina?
that it would show she did survive the Scream 3, which is one of my big theories. And so yeah, I'm gonna say Angelina Tyler from Scream 3.
Wow. Doxing my name again, huh? Shit.
How
God,
you
I
do
didn't want anyone to know that.
it?
I really think. See, if we're talking about logistics of things that happen in the previous film's plot and keeping that consistent now, Kirby is definitely the answer, because I feel like, Kirby established, oh, when there's Ghostface attacks, I take an interest in that. I got to be there. And it does make you scratch your head a little bit and wonder why she wasn't there in 5, So like, why is she, why would she
Well,
not be here in 7? So
that's true.
I hope we see Kirby in this next one for sure.
Can I ask you a question on that? Then I gotta run.
Yeah.
For Scream, if she does make a cameo, how does she not stay with the movie in terms of investigating Ghostface? If she's not been casted, she's not been filmed.
I have an answer, but you might not like it.
Oh well, I don't know then. Okay,
She might die.
yeah, she might die too.
She could pop in and have 2 scenes, and Ghostface
That's
could stab her to death.
that's a good point. You're right. Could she be? Yeah, she could be a part of one of the early killings in the movie. It's possible. So
I mean, we don't know when the cameo shows up. It's just
Yeah.
that
that's true.
I mean, like I said, it could be at the end, right? Like, okay,
True.
like without getting too much in all like the rumors and stuff, right? Like,
Right, please.
there's
Yeah,
there's,
please
there's,
don't.
stuff, there's stuff about the opening in Stew, right? Like,
Right,
what if
I'm aware.
that killer is like, because look, if it's taking place in Woodsboro, like we know Sydney isn't in Woodsboro, so like what if that killer is like the mastermind or something, and then you have the killers involved,
Right.
and then Kirby's tracking that killer. At the end of the movie, Sydney and everybody takes out that killer, and Kirby shows up and is like, hey guys, and they're like, oh, we just killed Ghostface, and you're like, no, because I've been tracking them this whole time. They're here, right? And now that kind of bleeds into
Ooh.
Scream 8. And then you have
Yeah.
that kind of like, oh, surprise, this is only the beginning type thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's not bad. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's so proud of himself.
I know. As long as that
Like Wayne
includes,
said earlier, I should write the scripts. Just
as long as Stumacher is involved, then I'm happy. As one of those things she finds out or something. Maybe that's a
yeah,
cliffhanger.
maybe that's how we find out who it is. Maybe she's like, did you know Stu's actually alive? Like type thing.
Yeah, there we're talking. Now I'm getting me excited again, Tyler. I'm loving it.
2 for 2. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, Bloody Mary, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the $2. We greatly appreciate that a ton. Thank you for the support tonight, everybody. I do want to wrap this stream up and kind of just do one more little round table and ask you guys just some final thoughts on Scream 7. Is there anything else you want to bring up before we wrap this whole thing up? Bring Lethal Collective Monday to a close. Craven, you want to go
Okay.
first with that?
Sure. I'll go up. I'll go next. Anything else I want to bring up about Scream 7? No, other than to say I still believe we will see the hand of Kevin Williamson in some of this writing. I don't know how much. It may be very limited, but I do believe we'll see some of his effects. Which, I mean, and I go back to his own comments about wanting to return to the Wes Craven feel. And I think that that's going to show in the film. And I think him hiring Marco is part of it. And the clips that Marco Beltrami has shared on his Instagram are amazing, guys. And it sounds like Wes Craven's Scream. It has that feel. And I'm like, man, this is already getting to be memorable. So I think we're going to be very pleased with the atmosphere and the feel. And yeah, so I'm excited. That's about all I have to say, man. Beyond what I've already said for tonight. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man, rock on. I'm hyped for it as well. Fate, hit us with a little last thoughts on Scream 7.
Yeah, look, simple. I just want a good movie. Like, that's all I want. Give me a good movie. Give me simplicity. Get back to the basics, right? Like, I feel like it's kind of why I want this to be a two-parter almost, right? Like bleed in, because I'm hoping that that'll give them enough to kind of pace things. I just, I feel like they're almost trying to put too much. They're trying to do too much at once, right? Like, we talked about in the last stream, that how simple Scream 96 was, and how much time in between kills there were. It's one of the fewest kill Scream movies, right? Like, as far as like body count goes, but like you don't even notice it because it's just they do such a good job with the acting and the dialogue and keeping the pace moving along. And you have little things by you see Ghostface just kind of creeping through the back and stuff, and it's just like all these little subtle things that kind of keep you invested, keep you engaged. And then here's like a scary moment, and then like it just again it's a very simple film, right? And so I want to see them kind of just get back to that. I feel like Scream 5, Scream 6, they were trying to just like do too much. They're trying to like do the West film, and they're trying to integrate all these characters. So they're trying to like make this work. They're also trying to pay homage. It's just, you're trying to do too much. Just keep it simple. Give me a good movie. Don't have Roman have a twin brother or something like stupid. Like, I'm so afraid that they're gonna do something like they're gonna try to mirror Scream 3, and it's gonna like Sydney's gonna have another brother or something, or it's gonna be like the uncle or Jill's brother. Like, I'm so worried about that. Like, anyway.
I am also concerned it's going to be too big for its britches, and I'm very with you in the sense that I just want a simple murder mystery. If honest to God, I would be so happy with a Scream film where it's just a handful of characters and one of them is just Ghostface. It's Agatha Christie style, trying to figure out who it is. Just I think what Scream needs more than anything after the last couple of films is a return to form that goes back to the simplicity of the original as well. And it's tough for me to see that with like the largest cast a Scream film has ever had with this movie. So I guess if I have my doubts, that's why. I am still very excited for Scream 7. There's a lot of things I'm hearing that I can't really talk about that sound really positive. But how's the thing going to shape up as a whole? Because we can talk about rumors and all that every day, but it really comes down to how it's translated and executed on the screen. So I'm hoping all of that is awesome. And when we get to February 27th, we're all leaving the theaters with that same excitement we had with the last two, but we'll just have to see. And I'm excited to count down those couple of months. We're, like I said, nearly at 5 months away, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to come quicker than you think. That sounds like something really nasty. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please make sure to subscribe to these other fellas here, Craven Something Scary, Fate Decided, and also the Night Watch Zone. Again, thank you, gentlemen, for joining me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
It's fun, man.
We're at Night's channel next, right? Next week.
Yes. Yeah, we are on the Night Watch Zone's channel next Monday, later on that night. So stop on by. It's going to be fun. Thank you guys for talking Scream with us. We'll be live again tomorrow night. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace out.
Jake's
Bye,
real
guys.
name is Michael.